Alright guys, what we have here is a 2004 Mercury Mountaineer. It is the same thing as the Ford Explorer, and what you may have found is the speed at which your air is coming out of the vents has slowed greatly or is not coming out at all. What happens in these a lot of the time is the recirculation door or the fresh air door breaks off. It's a plastic door and falls right on top of your blower motor, blocking all the air. The correct way to actually remedy this is to remove the entire dashboard, remove the heater box, and replace that door. There's no access to it otherwise. It's buried up inside the door, up inside the dash, behind the glove box. So there is ways around it, and you hear guys zip tying the door out of the way or cutting the box to get it out, just making a big mess. But you don't have to do that. It's unnecessary. I'm going to show you guys the easiest way to get you guys some airflow back without removing the dash. Of course, we spoke to the customer here about his options, and this is the way he's decided to go with it. Now, removing just the door is not going to harm the vehicle in any way. Simply, if you don't know what that door does, commonly referred to as the fresh air door, when you hit the recirculation setting on your knob there, or max AC, it may not say recirculation, it will close that door inside the dash, and it will only recirculate the air inside the cab. Not when the door is flipped the other way, it will pull in fresh air from outside. So you know, if you guys were getting a smell or something you didn't like, you could hit the recirculation button and it will close that door, and that smell, you shouldn't be able to smell it anymore because it's not pulling outside air. Normally it will blow a little harder and it will be a little colder on the recirculation setting, but there's a lot of people that have no idea what it is and never use it, and you know, maybe that's you too. So you can remove it, the door, and never put it back and not have any complications at all. So rather than incur a huge bill removing the dash, I'm going to show you guys the easiest way that we have found to do this job. So the first thing that you're going to do is get in here, and I have some of this taken apart already, of course, to make this easier. I'm going to do my best to hold the light and hold the phone here at the same time. So underneath the passenger side, under the glove box, the first thing you're going to want to do is remove the blower motor. The blower motor sits underneath, inside the dash, up in here. And the way to remove that is there's 3 bolts, very accessible. And a lot of the time these are not accessible. But you virtually have to move nothing out of the way. There's 3 8mm bolts, one here, here, and here, that you need to remove. They'll be sitting vertical. So this sits up in here. Let me move this light a little bit for you guys. Let's see if I can, there we go. So I'll put this blower back in place for the time to show you where it goes. So it sits up here in this hole, flush. Okay, so you're going to want to take those bolts out, the 3 8mm bolts, screws really, and pull this blower out. There's one connector here. Take that out, and the blower, you can take that blower motor and move it right to the side. Okay, and chances are what you will find is if you look up in the hole, you'll see that it's blocked either with leaves or by that door. Now, I have already broken that door to get it out of place, but this is what it looks like. It's twice this length. little plastic door. It'll sit right on top of that blower motor when it falls and breaks. Falls right on top of that and blocks all your airflow. So what you need to do here, guys, without cutting the box and having to tape it all back together and just making a mess, you can reach your hand up in there, and there's plenty of room, so you can get your hand right up in there, and you can feel that door, and you can move it around and get very frustrated, thinking it's almost going to turn in the right direction to get it out, but it's not going to. It's not going to come out of there. It just doesn't fit through the hole. Oh, and before I forget, you're going to find this too on a lot of these models. It's just a little screen. This prevents leaves and stuff from entering the blower motor. You're going to have to rip that out of place too. A lot of vehicles don't even have this, so not having it, yes, it will allow some debris, leaves and stuff to get into the blower motor, but you may have to clean it out over a long period of time, or if you park under a tree and stuff like that, leaves absolutely can enter the blower motor and clog it up, and you can, if you have to, take the blower motor back out and just clean the leaves out of it. So getting rid of this is not a big deal. Like I said, a lot of cars don't even have this. So you're going to rip this out of place, and you're going to get your hand up in there, and you're going to fool around with this door, and you're going to move it, and you're going to move it, and it's not going to come through that hole. But there is plenty of room. If you look up in there, there's plenty of room to get your hand up in there and move it around. So what you guys have to do here is you have to cut this door in half. And the way that you want to do this is, we got a pair of wire cutters here. And you can use you know, a pair of tin snips or something like that, because this door, like I said, is twice the length of this. There's another few pieces. I've already broken this door pretty good to get it out. So what I usually do is I'll take this over to the bench. So you get your door here. Remember, this is half the length, so it's about this long. Okay, I get my pliers up in there, and I make a couple snips as far as I can, and then I turn the door around. You actually have enough room to turn this door all around up in there with it still in place. Make a couple snips on the other side, and then you're going to want to get in there and bend it and you know, break it the best that you can. And it's extremely durable, surprisingly. You can see all the structural pieces formed in there, so it is a fairly durable door. Why they didn't make where the pins attach very durable, I don't know. The best way to do this, you may not be able to break it by hand, get a pair of pliers in there and twist this thing, and eventually it will just snap in half. Okay, so you're gonna have two pieces, or maybe, you know, three pieces, however it might break, still stuck in there. And at this point you say, oh man, maybe this will just fall through the hole. No, it will not come out. You have to cut this again, and it's just not necessary. It's just going to become more of a pain in the ass. At least when it's twice the length, you've got some leverage on the thing to twist it, and it will snap. I assure you, it will snap. So at this point, this is what you guys are going to want to do. You're going to come back in here, inside the car, after you've broken the door and it's still sitting in there. Just prop this light up here, open the glove box. You're going to want to let the glove box hang, and if you look here and here, there's two tabs that are holding the door, and all you have to do is push in and down at the same time. I'll try and do this with one hand. Pull in, push in and down. You don't have to take these screws out, just let the glove box hang like that, okay? So we're gonna get in here, and I've seen people butcher this. They cut holes in this case, and it's just a mess, and it's just unnecessary, and you get tape, you get tape it back up. It's just not what you want to do. Try and get this light in here. Okay, so we're inside here, and I have these screws already loose. These are the three screws you want to take out. They're another 8mm, so you get one here, one there, and one there. Okay, so these are already loose, of course, so we'll take these out, these three screws. Okay, the light slipped there. Okay, so we have those three screws out. So you're inside the glove box, three screws, and you'll see this flap isn't all that strong. It moves. Okay, it doesn't come out. You don't have to break it. So what you're going to want to do is take your arm, you're going to reach back up with the glove box hanging there. You can take it off if you want more room, it's just unnecessary to take off. But while the glove box is open, you're going to reach up underneath into that hole so you can feel those pieces that you've cut off. Let me see if I can hold this light better. I probably can't, of course, but bear with me. Okay. So you're going to reach up underneath into the hole. Okay. You're going to grab one of those pieces that you've broken off. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. You're going to reach up, grab the piece, push it all the way up into this flap, and you're just going to simply push. Push the piece you broke. See that? Right out there. There you go. Push those two pieces through. Nothing's broken. The door is out of the way. So you can reassemble simply the way that we took it apart. And you guys are good to go. So don't get scared when you guys get that $800 estimate to rip the dash apart to get that door out. Now, quote unquote, this is not the right way to do this. The right way, of course, is to put the door back in. But it's not necessary. It's not going to harm you. It's not going to harm the vehicle. And chances are, a lot of the customers we run into have no idea what recirculation even is, so you probably won't notice it. And yeah, just put the blower motor back in, reassemble everything, and turn it back on, and you're going to be surprised at how much air is coming through there. And of course, to put the glove box back up before I end this video, all you have to do is simply just push these tabs back into place. Okay? And it'll hang on them. Okay? All right, guys. I hope that helped you out. If you have any questions, you can leave some comments. I'll be happy to answer them for you. This is a Mountaineer. It's the same thing as your Explorer. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot.